Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world that celebrates success louder than it celebrates meaning. Everywhere you look, people are chasing titles, applause, numbers, and validation. We've built a culture that measures worth in likes, followers, and bank accounts, not in joy, integrity, or fulfillment. And because of that, so many of us wake up every morning feeling like something is missing, even when everything seems perfect on paper. You see, success and fulfillment are not the same thing. Success is often external. It's about what the world can see. Fulfillment, however, is deeply internal. It's about how you feel when the world isn't watching. And the great tragedy of modern life is that most people spend their whole lives chasing success, only to realize too late that they never felt fulfilled. We've been taught to run faster, climb higher, and never stop grinding. But no one told us that sometimes the ladder we're climbing is leaning against the wrong wall. That's why so many people reach the top, look around, and realize they don't like the view. Because the truth is, fulfillment isn't found in the pursuit of more. It's found in the pursuit of meaning. There's a story I often tell about a young professional who once said to me, "Simon, I've done everything right. I went to a good school, got a great job, bought the car, the apartment, but why do I still feel empty?" And I told him, because you're following the script that society gave you, not the one your heart wrote for you. The world pushes success because it's measurable. We can measure money, we can measure promotions, we can measure fame, but fulfillment? You can't put that on a chart. It's invisible. It's the quiet sense of purpose when no one's around. It's the peace you feel when your actions match your values. It's the smile that comes when you know you made someone else's day a little better, not because you had to, but because you wanted to. And here's the paradox. The more you chase success, the further fulfillment runs from you. But the more you focus on meaning, the more success finds you naturally. Because people who live with purpose have something that cannot be manufactured: authenticity. Think about it. The people who inspire us most, the ones we quote, the ones whose speeches we share, they didn't set out to be famous. They set out to make a difference. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't have a dream to be on TV. He had a dream for humanity. Steve Jobs didn't want to be rich. He wanted to change the way we experience technology. Mother Teresa didn't want recognition. She wanted to serve. When you look at those examples, you realize something powerful. Fulfillment is not about having everything. It's about doing something that matters. But the question is, how do we find fulfillment in a world that constantly pushes us toward success? How do we stay true to our values when the noise of comparison is louder than ever before? It begins with asking yourself better questions. Instead of asking, "What can I get?" start asking, "What can I give?" Instead of asking, "How do I become successful?" ask, "How do I become useful?" Instead of asking, "What do I want to do?" ask, "Why do I want to do it?" That's the shift. The why is where fulfillment begins. Because when your actions come from your why, everything changes. You stop competing and start creating. You stop comparing and start contributing. You stop chasing recognition and start chasing purpose. Fulfillment doesn't come from external validation. It comes from internal alignment. It's when your life reflects your values, when your job reflects your beliefs, when your relationships reflect your heart. You can have all the success in the world and still feel lost if you're not living in alignment. But when your values and actions are one, when you're living your truth, even the smallest victories feel meaningful. I often say, people don't burn out because they're working too hard. They burn out because they've forgotten why they started. When your work has meaning, the long hours don't feel empty. But when it doesn't, even short days feel exhausting. We've mistaken achievement for purpose. But achievement is temporary. Purpose lasts. You can achieve a goal today and feel proud for a moment. But purpose keeps you going even after you've achieved it. You see, success is about what you build for yourself. Fulfillment is about what you build for others. Success is when you cross the finish line first. Fulfillment is when you bring others across with you. And the truth is, fulfillment requires patience. It's not instant. We live in an age of immediacy. Fast food, fast internet, fast fame. But fulfillment is slow. It grows with time, with consistency, with reflection. It's not something you can download or buy. It's something you earn by living your values day after day. There will be times when it feels like nothing is working, when you're not sure if the struggle is worth it. But it's in those moments that your why becomes your anchor. Because fulfillment doesn't come from ease. It comes from endurance. It's not built in comfort. It's built in commitment. And you know what's ironic? The people who chase fulfillment often end up more successful than those who chase success. Because when you're fulfilled, you bring energy, passion, and authenticity to everything you do. And that naturally attracts opportunity, trust, and loyalty. People can feel when you care. They can sense when your intentions are pure. They can see when your work is driven by purpose, not ego. And that's what separates leaders from bosses, creators from imitators, and fulfilled lives from empty ones. We all want to feel that our life matters. We all want to leave a mark that lasts longer than our name. But to do that, we must focus less on being impressive and more on being impactful. Fulfillment doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you're at peace with where you are. even as you strive for more. It means you can look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of how I'm showing up. When was the last time you asked yourself why you do what you do? When was the last time you paused to check if your ladder is still leaning against the right wall? It's okay to redefine success. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to say no to things that don't align with your purpose. Because every yes you give without meaning takes you further from fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't about having it all. It's about being grateful for what you have and using it to make a difference. It's about waking up excited, not because everything is easy, but because everything is meaningful. So many of us are waiting for the big moment, the dream job, the perfect relationship, the big break, thinking that's when fulfillment will arrive. But fulfillment isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It's built along the journey. It's in the small moments, helping a friend, mentoring a colleague, creating something beautiful, or simply being present with those you love. Those are the moments that matter most. The world may tell you to hustle harder, but I'll tell you this, don't just hustle. Align, don't just work, serve, don't just live, contribute. Because one day, the applause will fade, the awards will gather dust, and the world will move on. But what will remain is the impact you made and the lives you touched. That's fulfillment. So how do we begin to live more fulfilled lives? Start by defining your values. What truly matters to you? Not what you think should matter, but what actually lights you up. Then, make decisions that honor those values. Say yes to opportunities that align, and have the courage to say no to the ones that don't. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you are, not who you're trying to impress. Because fulfillment grows in environments of authenticity, not competition. And finally, remember that fulfillment is a practice, not a destination. You have to nurture it daily. Through gratitude, reflection, and service, every day ask yourself, did I live with purpose today? Did I give something, learn something, love something? Because at the end of the day, fulfillment is not about the size of your success. It's about the depth of your impact. You can spend your life chasing applause, or you can spend it building meaning. One will fade. The other will last forever. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop measuring your worth by what you have and start measuring it by what you give. Stop chasing titles and start chasing purpose. Stop asking how high you can climb and start asking how deep you can connect. The world doesn't need more successful people. It needs more fulfilled people. People who wake up inspired, who work with passion, who live with kindness, and who go to bed proud of the person they are becoming. That is what it means to live a fulfilled life. And that life, that deeply meaningful, purpose-driven, fulfilling life, begins the moment you stop chasing success and start living your why.